180 Life Sciences Corp ATNF Stock Analysis. General Overview and Trend. ATNF has experienced extreme volatility over the past 3 months, culminating in a dramatic surge in recent weeks. The stock began the period around 111 in mid-May and initially declined to a low of 0.70 by early July, establishing a clear downtrend. However, the trend reversed sharply in mid-July, with the stock experiencing an explosive rally that peaked at 12.74 on August 12. This represents an extraordinary gain of over 1,700% from its July low. The most recent trading day showed particularly intense activity, with the stock opening at 5.98, reaching a high of 12.74, and closing at 10.24 on massive volume of 225466046. While the long-term trend has been overwhelmingly bullish during this period, the extreme volatility and parabolic rise suggest the stock may be in a speculative frenzy. The current price action indicates strong bullish momentum but also raises concerns about potential exhaustion and profit-taking pressures. Price and volume. The price action reveals a dramatic transformation from a declining stock to a speculative favorite. After steadily declining from May through early July, the stock found support around 0.70 and began a remarkable ascent. This upward movement accelerated significantly in late July and early August, with the stock gaining over 1,000% in just a few weeks. The volume patterns tell an equally compelling story, with trading activity remaining relatively modest until mid-July, when volumes began to increase. The climax occurred on August 12 with volume of 225466046, which dwarfs all previous trading days and indicates intense speculative interest. The relationship between price and volume shows a classic pattern of accumulation during the basing phase in early July, followed by a breakout with increasing volume, and finally a climax with extremely high volume. This high-volume surge often marks a significant turning point, either as the beginning of a new sustained uptrend or as a blow-off top preceding a sharp correction. Moving averages EMA and SMA. The moving averages paint a picture of a stock in a powerful uptrend that has recently accelerated dramatically. All moving averages, both short-term and long-term, are currently below the closing price of 10.24, indicating strong bullish momentum across all timeframes. The short-term moving averages show particularly steep slopes, with the 5-day SMA at 4.72 and 5-day EMA at 5.61, both significantly below the current price. The medium-term moving averages, 10 to 30-day, are also well below the current price, with the 20-day SMA at 3.18 and 20-day EMA at 3.47. Even the long-term moving averages, 50 to 200-day, are substantially below the current price, with the 200-day SMA at 1.69 and 200-day EMA at 1.82. The fact that the current price is so far above all moving averages indicates an extremely strong uptrend, but also suggests the stock may be overextended in the short term. The exponential moving averages are generally above their simple moving average counterparts, reflecting the recent acceleration in price gains. Technical indicators. The momentum indicators present an overwhelmingly bullish picture but also suggest potential exhaustion. The MACD histogram is positive at 0.42, with the MACD line at 1.08 well above the signal line at 0.67, confirming strong upward momentum. The RSI at 88.15 is in extremely overbought territory, suggesting the stock may be due for a consolidation or pullback. The Williams R at -23.28 indicates overbought conditions as well. The rate of change over 14 days stands at 347.16, reflecting the extraordinary recent gains. The trend indicators clearly point to a powerful uptrend, with the Arun up at 100 and Arun down at 0, creating an Arun oscillator of 100, which strongly suggests a sustained upward trend. The ADX at 58.76 indicates a very strong trend, while the ADXR at 48.30 confirms the strength of this trend. Volatility indicators show the stock trading well above the upper Bollinger Band at 6.71, with the ATR at 1.26 indicating extremely high volatility. Volume indicators present a mixed picture, with the money flow index at 98.07 suggesting intense buying pressure, and the Chaikin oscillator positive at 2535115774, confirming strong accumulation. The CCI at 487.67 strongly indicates overbought conditions, which could potentially lead to a short-term correction. Linear regression. While not explicitly provided in the data, the linear regression analysis can be inferred from the price action and trend indicators. The short-term linear regression line would be sloping very steeply upward, reflecting the recent parabolic rise. The medium-term linear regression would also be upward sloping but at a less extreme angle, capturing the overall uptrend since early July. The long-term linear regression would be upward sloping as well, reflecting the appreciation from the starting point of around 111 to the current level of 1024. The distance of the current price from these regression lines provides insight into the deviation from the mean trend. The recent explosive rally has likely taken the price significantly above all regression lines, suggesting an extremely overextended condition in the short term. This deviation from the mean often precedes a period of consolidation or a pullback toward the regression lines as the market works off the overbought conditions. Next trading day opening prediction. Predicting the exact opening price for the next trading day is challenging given the extreme volatility, but based on the technical indicators and recent price action, we can make an educated estimate. The massive surge on August 12 with record volume suggests continued bullish momentum, which could lead to a higher opening. However, the extremely overbought conditions indicated by several technical indicators might lead to some profit-taking, potentially limiting the upside. Given these conflicting signals, a reasonable estimate for the opening price would be in the range of 10.00 to 11.00. If the overnight market sentiment remains positive and there is continued speculative interest, we might see an opening toward the higher end of this range or even higher. Conversely, if profit-taking emerges, the opening could be toward the lower end. It's worth noting that the extreme volatility of this stock makes precise predictions particularly difficult, and the actual opening could deviate significantly from this estimate depending on market conditions and any news that might emerge before the next trading session. Resistance and support analysis. The resistance and support levels for ATNF can be identified based on the price data and technical indicators. Given the recent parabolic rise, traditional resistance levels are less clear, but psychological resistance at 12.00 and 15.00 could come into play. The upper Bollinger Band at 6.71 has been decisively broken, so it no longer serves as resistance. On the support side, immediate support is likely at the recent high of 10.24, followed by psychological support at 10.00. Below that, the 5-day EMA at 5.61 could provide support if the stock pulls back. The middle Bollinger Band at 3.18 represents another potential support level, while the long-term moving averages, particularly the SMA 200 at 1.69, would represent major support in case of a deeper correction. The current price is trading well above all immediate support levels, suggesting a potential vulnerability to a pullback. Given the overextended conditions, we might see some intraday volatility with potential for a pullback toward support if profit-taking emerges, or a continuation of the rally if buying pressure persists. The high ATR value of 126 suggests extreme intraday volatility is likely, with potential for very wide price swings. Intraday high and low values based on ATR 14. The average true range, ATR, over the past 14 days is 126, which provides an estimate of potential intraday volatility. Assuming an opening price around 10.24, the previous close, we can calculate potential high and low values for the next trading day. Adding the ATR to the opening price gives a potential high of approximately 11.50, while subtracting the ATR gives a potential low of approximately 8.98. These values represent rough estimates of the potential trading range for the day, assuming average volatility. However, given the recent extreme volatility and parabolic rise, there's potential for significantly increased volatility, which could result in a much wider trading range. If the stock continues its rally, we might see it approach or exceed the higher end of this estimate, while profit-taking could push it toward the lower end or even below. Traders should be aware that these are statistical estimates and actual intraday highs and lows can be influenced by various factors including market news, overall market sentiment, and order flow dynamics, especially in a stock with such extreme recent movement. Possible scenarios. Several scenarios could unfold in the coming days based on the technical analysis. The bullish scenario would involve the stock